Hi, I'm Riz. The light is a bit low. Bear with me, bro. So, today's topic: the good, the good slave, and the eternally evil master. Black and white archetypes from the point of view of the mass slave slash peasant, modern slave slash modern peasant classes point of view. Okay, the modern slave class or peasant class is most people on earth, working class people mostly, basically most people. So, from the point of view of the peasant or the slave back in the day, the slave or the peasant was the good person always, and the master class, the elites, the oligarchy, the people who controls them, they were always bad, always evil. And even today you find most people, instead of trying to get rich, they choose to bitch and moan about how the elites are this and the elites are this and the bad people are this, rich people are bad and rich people are this and rich people are bad, blah blah blah, all that. They talk about every single topic you want to talk about with them except accountability. If you talk to them about why don't you try to make money, well, they're gonna get angry. So, the point I'm getting at is, from the point of view of the slave class or the peasant class back in the day, in the medieval times, and today the modern slave class, the modern peasant class, which is most people, the working class man, the everyday guy, the everyday girl, the rich people are bad. And it's always been like this. This is what Friedrich Nietzsche called the slave morality, which is the slave got nothing. He got the slave. Okay, the slave can be forgiven, he didn't have a choice. The peasant also got no power, no authority, no money, no nothing, so he chooses to acquire what he can. Morality. Making money is fucking hard. Getting power is fucking hard. Getting morals are free. Morals are easy to get. Money is not easy to get. So, the loser, instead of trying to make money, chooses to stay a loser and get morality. You will find always the people who are the losers in every single field talking about what's right, what's moral, what's the good thing to do, what's the right thing to do, because no one gives a fuck about them. How do they cope with that? They cope with it like this. They will not take accountability, they will not work hard. Instead, they're going to keep going, this is not right, this is tough, this is all that bullshit. See, I'm not saying morality is bad or morality is wrong. I'm saying morality should not be a shield against truth, against reality. If you are stopping yourself from making money using morality, stop doing that. Morality can't buy you dinner. Money can buy you dinner. Morality, if you go to a shop and you say, I am very moral, give me a sandwich, they won't. Morality can't buy you dinner. Simple thing. Now, it's always been like that, from the point of view, from the eyes of the slave class, the master class was always bad people, no matter what. If the master's wife feeds the slave's children and gives them new clothing and takes care of them and is nice to them because they're children, still the slave's wife is going to go to other people and say that the master's wife is an evil bitch. No matter how good the master's wife can act, the master's wife, in the eyes of the peasant, will always be an evil woman. She can do nothing that will make her a good person. This is also something for you to learn, by the way. She's someone who's a people pleaser, always trying to impress people. Let me tell you something. No matter how much you try to make them happy, to make them like you, they will always not. They will always find a reason to not like you. Some people are just like that. No matter what you do for them, they're never happy. You will see something. Poor people, not poor people, I'm saying like homeless people, like bottom barrel homeless people, like people who sleep on the streets. If you help them, they don't take that help as generosity. They don't go, oh, thank you. No. They take that as something that they deserve more of. Like, if you give a homeless man $1, he's not thankful. He's like, why did you give me a single dollar? Why not $5? which is weird. I mean, some of them are very grateful. I give money to a lot of homeless people every day, so I know most of them are not grateful. They are actually, if you don't give them money, they are pretty polite actually. If you give them money, they become rude. It's weird as fuck, I know. And what I'm saying is, you will often see this from the point of view of the lower person. The higher person, no matter how good, is always bad. So stop trying to be a people pleaser. If you're a people pleaser, stop. And the next thing is, become rich, get powerful. Become rich, become powerful. Stop being the moral good guy who's a loser. See, if you are the most moral person, if you are the most good guy in the room, who cares if you're poor and powerless? Let me tell you something. Be safe and be harmless are two different things. Be safe. Don't be harmless. What I mean is, a kitten is harmless. Even if a kitten wanted to harm, she can't. So a kitten is harmless. Being a kitten is the worst thing you can do to yourself. You need to be a trained lion. A lion in a circus, he is not harmless. He can rip you into pieces. But he will never harm the ringmaster, because the ringmaster and he got a relationship. Maybe not friendly, but got something. So they won't. You know those videos where there are these people who live in the Africa and in some animal sanctuaries where there's the videos, you know, like a guy who used to take care of lions comes back after years and the lions run to his arms with love and they don't harm him, they love him. So the lion can harm him. The lion got the teeth and the claws to tear him into pieces, but the lion don't. That's safe. Safety is that valve where you can, you know, in guns, there's a thing called safety valve, which is if you take it off, then the gun shoots, otherwise it doesn't. You know, like there's the saying, getting your gun cocked, getting your gun ready, which is that your gun can shoot now. That safety thing is off. So you need to be safe, which means you choose not to harm, but you can. But being harmless is you can't harm. What I mean is, imagine two guys, one guy rich, one guy poor. The poor guy is harmless. Even if he wanted to harm you, he can't. And the rich guy, if he's not harming you, if he's being nice, he's being safe. Respect that, because if he wanted to harm you, he's rich, he can. You know, like, if you're in the office and you're an employee, your colleagues are harmless. They can't harm you. Your boss is safe. He's not harming you, but he can if he wants to. So your job is to be safe, not harmless. Because being harmless is the worst thing you can do to yourself. A rabbit is harmless. A falcon, to the guy who takes care of him and feeds him, is safe. You see those videos where the falcon sits on the hand? That falcon is safe, but that falcon is not harmless. If that falcon wanted, that falcon can tear the guy into pieces. But the falcon doesn't. Chooses not to. But if you are the rabbit who can't do anything, you're fucked. You're eternally fucked for life. So you need to change. To get power and get money. And for power and money, if you have to drop morals, fine. Really, you see. What I'm saying is, I'm not telling you to not be moral. I'm not telling you to be the bad guy. I'm telling you to be the good guy who got power and money so that they can actually do good. Let me tell you something. If you are a good guy but you're broke, then you being good is irrelevant. Because you are good but you can't do anything about it, so fuck off. But if there's another guy, imagine another version of you who's good and moral and rich and powerful. Now you can actually do something. Like, right now, I am not rich and powerful. So when I see homeless kid on the road, I can't do anything about those homeless kids. But I plan in my mind that when I get power and when I get rich in future, I am going to open an orphanage. I plan on doing that. But I can only do that when I have power and money. If you don't have power and money, without power and money, morals and being good and all that, conscience, having a conscience like I'll do the right thing, being righteous, is all in the garbage bin. Because if you don't have power and if you're not rich, your goodness means nothing. You know how people say the bad guys are like always winning and the good guys are always losing? Good guys are not losing. Good guys are not losing. Good guys are winning. Bad guys are winning. The guys who deserve to win, they win. Doesn't matter if you're good or bad. Nature got no morals. In nature, there's no concept of good and bad. You can be the worst person ever and win. You can be the best person ever and win. And it's not that good people always lose. Good people do not lose. Mostly, the people who lose are bad people. Mostly, good people win. Good people don't lose. This idea is wrong. They don't see it. It's a red car syndrome. If I take you on the road and tell you to notice red cars, now there are all kinds of cars, but you only notice red ones. It's a psychological issue. What happens with them? It's not real. It's not true. Like, if you notice actually, if you drop your filters and actually see, you will see that most rich guys, if you take 100 rich people in the room, 80 of them are actually good guys. They do good things. They're not bad people. 20 of them are bad people, but they are also in the room because they deserve to be there. Simple that. And the same goes for powerful people. A lot of politicians exist who people hate, but they still stay year after year because they deserve to stay. Because maybe they are evil, maybe they are not. I don't know. You don't know. Maybe you know. Maybe they are evil, but they deserve to have power. They put in the work. They get the job done. You understand? Like, there are some YouTube content creators who people love, like Penguin Joe. He's a moral good guy. Makes fun videos. I watch him, love him. And there are people on YouTube who people hate. Some people who do scam content. Like nowadays, Mr. Beast is very hated. I don't know why, but he is. I don't know why he is hated, but he is very hated. I don't watch Mr. Beast now, so I don't know. I stopped watching a long time ago. Not because of any reason. I just grew out of it. Sometimes you grow out of it. Like his content back in the day, like few years back, used to be my favorite thing to watch. But I've grown out of it. Like when I see a video of his on my feed now, every now and then, I don't click because I just don't get the urge to click. I don't want to watch a random challenge video or whatever. I'm not interested now. My taste has changed now. I've grown up, I guess. Like, I prefer more authentic content. Like, I like to watch content, the kind of content I'm creating, which is more real, raw, authentic, a human touch. In this age of AI, I like this human touch that I'm providing you, or I'm trying to provide you, instead of the hyper-edited looking cocaine dose of content, like, no. Like, super saturated, just weird, no. I prefer this imperfect thing over some super perfect video creation, art over commerce, I guess. Maybe. I don't know, I might change in future, you never know. So, that's the point. If you are good and moral, which you should be, and you want to do great things in life, you have dreams, you want to do good in the world, for some time, temporarily, drop your morals and be the villain and chase success, excellence. No, don't chase success, chase excellence. Chase excellence, become the best at what you do, and drop your morals for some time temporarily and be a bad guy and chase money and power ruthlessly like a psychopath. Chase money and power like you're the protagonist of the movie American Psycho. Ruthlessly chase money and power like a psychopath for some time. And when you finally become rich and powerful, then pick up your sword and shield again. Your conscience, your morality, pick that back up again, get that out of the closet. Get your morality out of your closet again. Wear it proud on your hands, on your head, on your body, on your sleeves. You can wear your morality on your sleeves again now. You've got power and you are rich. And go out in the world and do good things. Influence the world in a good way. Change the world for the better. But until you have the power and the money, shut the fuck up. Be the villain. Win. Because at the end of the day, if your mom is in the hospital and you live in some clusterfuck place like America where the healthcare system I think is like really bad, you need a fuck ton of money to take care of your mom. And if you don't have that money and you don't have any power, Nothing. You're just a moral good guy, and you go to the doctor and say, "Hello, I am a very good person. Treat my mom." They're gonna say, "Fuck you." So yeah, first become the villain from any Batman movie. First become Joker, the villain of Batman, and being Joker become rich and powerful, and then back again become Batman and do good in the world. Because there's one thing Batman can't do that Joker can, which is be ruthless in his pursuits. Batman got a rule of no killing, he will never kill. Joker got no rules. So until you can control the game, drop the rules, beat them at their own game, and then take over the game. If it's going to be Monopoly, let it be your Monopoly and let it be the Monopoly that helps people. If we have to use guns, let's use proper guns. In the words of Thomas Shelby.